Lane's going to work in. And I wanted you to see two different accents, and what that means is we all have slightly different accents. So your shape, your size, your energy, everybody works differently. And so you're going to have an opportunity to watch somebody else work a horse and realize, one, it's transferable, but two, Elaine's fairly petite and that the size doesn't matter ultimately. So what we're doing there, and we didn't do this with our other guy, is giving them a moment. Now, horses need 9 to 16 minutes for herd hierarchy to be established. Odd numbers, but it's the case. What that means is the herd hierarchy gets established for that time. Doesn't mean the other horses couldn't challenge it. It means everybody knows their rank. 9 to 16 minutes in here allows him to get comfortable with his environment. What this also does, we didn't get it on our other guy, it allows us to learn more about Scout by letting them go free without interacting with them. So here's the information. One, Scout went to that corner on his own. That's quite telling. He didn't avoid you. He's a Mustang. He didn't avoid you. So he doesn't have a bad memory about people. You've done a good job. So he didn't say, I'm over here, I don't like these guys. Second thing he did, you're going to see this happen slowly, he's exploring the corners to a point. He went here, he's going to go over there. That puts him higher in the ranking. So a horse that will explore the corners is a higher ranking horse. They're looking at exits and they're looking at the environment. He's doing just that. So I now know he's not low ranking. Second piece of information. Third piece he's given me is he's never been here before. Bless his heart. He's rolled. So what does rolling mean? One, it's a chiropractic adjustment. Two, he's getting comfortable. He could not roll if he wasn't comfy in this environment, can do it. So he's pretty comfy. Third, he's marking his body to the smell of the location. Highly intelligent. We've got a Mustang here. He's done the works. He now blends. So we've got that piece of information too, and he's still exploring the corners. And illusion, one, he didn't get the chance, but two, he didn't do that. He stood right here and went, I'm way safer with you than exploring the outskirts. This guy is saying, I know how to take care of my back. I'm not going to rely on you to do that. And he's saying, let's have a good look around. And then he goes, it's all about me. You have to love the Mustang. That's just beautiful. So he's also told you, I'm comfy now to start. That's what he's done to Lady. He did look at the obstacles. That's important that he's comfy with them. And he's told us in general he's comfy in here because we wouldn't want to cause pressure that he did decide to jump out. So we've got a good read on him. His energy's lower. That's nice. He does get distracted out there. And Elaine's going to have to prove to him as to who she is and is she worth talking to. That was a slight block and it turned him back on her. So she's got to prove that. He will know in minutes that she speaks the language of Equus because of her body language. Now we're looking at the distance between her and him. She was a little indecisive there. So the distance allows it. That was beautiful. We allow them to smell and do it before he gets distracted. Well done. Way to go. Beautiful piece of work there. She kept the nose straight. The horse always follows his nose. She allowed him to investigate, not applying the pressure which could have caused him to back up on her, and then she allowed him to make his own decision. We've just learned something else about Scout. He likes to be shown and then left alone. Remember, our other guy wanted to call it spoon feeding. He wanted every step of the way. Scout says, show me what you want and then just leave me alone. Very important on training, because you imagine a trainer that would now say, do this, do that, do this, do that. He's not going to want that. He wants decisions. And he's right. We have to honor the Mustang to say, you're right, you survived without us, we will honor you. If they do not see a value in this exercise, don't do it. You've got to create the value so that they're constantly learning. What you're seeing there is Elaine blocking that right side. She's got to pay attention to the kicking zone, and the kicking zone is double the length of the hind end, and we stay out of it. His into pressure zone is exactly where she's working. If she were to go 2 steps closer to him, he'd turn in. That's called into pressure. It's a survival instinct, and it goes back hundreds of years, thousands of years, where horses are naturally into pressure. That means they shut down if you're too close. So his bubble is about 4 feet, and if she gets too close, you see his head come in. That's the into pressure zone. She has to work out of that in the driving zone to create the forward motion. And you're seeing a good forward motion. The ear's locked on, so he is paying attention. And I'm probably a little in the way there. And she's creating a right turn, and then she backs off of him just a bit to let him know that he's doing the right. If we did the obstacle course in hand, what that would mean is that our energy influences him. And because there's a line attached, he's automatically going to draw on what he knows, which means he has less choices. The obstacle course at Liberty, you have choice 100% of the time. And so that's what we want. We want to encourage the voice, we want to encourage the personality and not shut them down. We're looking to learn about them and go from there. There's value in it, do it. If you come in the next time and your horse shuts down, there's no value in this. Move on, it's kindergarten. So you will have a horse that says, I could do this every day. Do it if you want. If they say no, don't force them. It's no different than you and I. If you want pleasure out of this, create it as pleasure. Don't make it a you must. Don't pull that trump card saying now you have to do it, because that's dominance-based training. And it's not really where we want to go. To ask. No, we're doing okay. My commentary must be half decent. Okay. Yes, so our eyes must stay on eyes. So let's look at that eye business again. We go back to the Mustangs, or wild horses, or your horses at home. If a horse is signifying, showing something to another horse, the first thing they do is eyes on eyes. Because this is a non-verbal communication. You don't hear them whinny or nicker all the time. About 80–90% is non-verbal. In order for me to communicate with you, and if I look at one particular person, I have to get eye contact to do that. Otherwise, I'm talking to the crowd. So the eye contact means I'm talking to you, followed by more gestures. The eyes on eyes, shoulder square back at 45 means I'm driving you. The eyes on eyes dragging them to your feet means I'm asking you to join me. The eyes on eyes shoulder square is asking them to back off or stand. So the question is, can we erase the slate, i.e. let's think about roundups. Or we could erase it closer to go, I've had you 10 years in my life, I screwed up a bit for 10 years, can we erase that slate? From the moment you start this, you're beginning to erase it. Now it depends on the horse's character. They may come back to you and go, thank goodness you've learned that. New day, we start here. They may say, I have to know that this isn't a one-off. Is this what you've done? You've learnt it, you come back, and it's a try and then you never do this again. So they may question you, and you may have to reinforce it a number of times so that you've earned that piece. So it could go multiple ways, and you're determining which way it goes. And that's like any of us here. You would look at marriage, children, relationships. Some of you will erase from here on. Some of you will say, I've been so hurt, it's going to take a little bit of validation that this is true. So although we're not anthropomorphizing, which means bringing on the characters towards human characters, we can compare to realize these guys have emotions, they have a memory, and that we may need to earn that piece.